Hi, my name is Farnatasa binti Zakri and I'm from 4BNF. Today I will explain about the water jug solution. But before we go through the water jug solution, I will explain about the differences between the breadth first search and the depth first search. The DFS, which is depth first search, it traverses through the left and to the right, left to the right, while the BFS it traverses through one level of children nodes and then it traverses to the levels of grandchildren nodes and so on. Now we move to the next problem statement. Okay, the problem statement for the water jug is step of the water jug from A 0 0 to N 2 0. In here we know that 0 0 is initial state and our goal state is 2 0. Okay, let's say we assume that x, the maximum number of x is 4 and the maximum number for y is 3, the maximum value. Okay, I will just use x and y instead to make the things easier, which is x in here and y in here. X represents the quantity of water, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, while y is represent water in 3-gallon jug, which is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Before I explain more further, okay, I will tell you the operation to achieve the goal, which is our goal state. We need to fill the water jug first, empty the water jug, and then transfer. This is the 3 steps to achieve the water jug goal, right? Fill, empty, and transfer. Okay, now we move to the solution. Always remember that the breadth first search always move from left to the right, left to the right, left to the right, and so on. Okay, now, we start at 0, 0, right? So we know that the maximum value for x is 4 and the maximum value for y is 3. That is why we do in here 4, 0 and in here is 0, 3. Okay, now, first we need to fill the water jug first until it reach the maximum value. We know that x has reached to the maximum value, so we just only do the y part. So when the y part is reached to the maximum value, which is 3, that is why we get 4, 3. And then we need to empty the water jug. In here we know the y has already empty, so we need to empty the x value only, which is, and here we got 0, 0. Now we need to transfer the water jug. We know that x has reached the maximum value, but y, it just only has a 0 value, right? So we need to transfer from x to y. And when you cannot pour the 4 value to the y things, that's why the maximum value is 3. And that is why x left only one value only. So this is why we get 1, 3. Now we move to the right things. Okay. In here we know that it starts with 0, 3. So we need to fill the water jug in x value because we know that y has reached the maximum value, right? The maximum value for x is 4 and that's why we get 4, 3. Now we need to empty the water jug. In here x is 0, so we need to empty y jug only and that is why we get 0, 0. Now we need to transfer the water jug from y to the x, okay, because x just only gets 0, so we need to transfer y to x. X maximum number is 4, but y just only has 3. That is why y transfer all these 3 water jug to the x, alright? That's why we get 3, 0. Now we move to the left side. Okay, always remember the part that we already did, we do not repeat once again because you will repeat the things over and over. So we know that 4, 3, we already did, right, in here, this part. So we don't need to do it once again. So the left thing is 1, 3. What we do in here is we need to follow the 3 steps: fill, empty, and transfer. Alright, okay. First, we fill the water jug first. We know that y has reached the maximum value, so we need to fill the water jug in x only. That's why we get 4, 3. Now we need to empty the water jug. We know that both x and y are not empty yet, so we need to do 2 parts for it, x and y. So first we need to empty the x first, 0, 3, and then we need to empty the y water jug, 1, 0. Okay, when you have done that 2 part, you need to transfer the water jug. Okay, we know that y has reached the maximum value, so what we do is we just only transfer y to the x only. So when we transfer, we get 4, 0. Now we move to the right side. Okay, 3, 0. Okay, first we need to fill up the water jug until its maximum value. We know that 3 is not reached the maximum value yet, and y also not reached the maximum value yet, right? So we need to maximum it to the both side. That's why we get 4, 0, and then y part we get 3, 3. Okay, you remember? Okay, here 3. First we need to fill the water jug in x. When we fill up the water jug, we get 4, 0. And then when we fill up the y part, we get 3, 3. Now we need to empty the water jug. As you can see this, the y part has reached the empty the water jug, right? So we need to empty the x water jug only, and that's why you get 0, 0. And then we need to transfer. When we transfer, we need to transfer from x to y because y has no value yet. So that is why we need to transfer x to y. Okay, so we get 0, 3. Now we move to the left side. Alright, 1, 0. 1, 0, because this 1, 2, 3 we already did, so we are not supposed to do it once again. So in 1, 0, we need to fill up the water jug in x value. We get 4, 0. And then we need to fill the water jug in y part. We get 1, 3. Always remember maximum value, okay? And then we need to empty the water jug. When we empty the water jug, you know that in here, the y part is already empty. So we are not going to do 2 things like 1, 0, 0, 0, right? So we need just only to empty the x value only. So that is why we get 0, 0. After that, we need to transfer the water jug from x to y because y has 0 value. Okay? Now, we move to the next stage. Okay. In here, right, as you can see, we just need to do the 3, 3 only. Okay, first we need to fill up the water jug into the maximum value. Y has reached the maximum value, so we need to do the x part only, 4, 3. And then we need to empty. When we empty, both sides are not empty yet, so we need to do the both side. First, okay, we need to do x part only, 0, 3. So that's why we get 0, 3. And then we need to do the part y. We need to empty the y part. That is why you get 3, 0 in here, okay? Now, we transfer the water jug. As you can see, in here, y has reached the maximum value. So we need to transfer the y value to the x water jug, okay? And that is why when you transfer 1 value to the x, you will get 4, 2 here, alright? Now, we move to the left. Okay, 0, 1. Fill the water jug to the maximum value, alright? That's why you get 4, 1. Okay, after that, we know that y is not reached to the maximum value yet, so we need to fill the water jug in y. That is why we get 0, 3. Now empty the water jug. X is already empty, so we need to empty the y part, and that is why we get 0, 0. Now we transfer the water jug. We know that x has no value, so we transfer y to x. That's why we get 1, 0. Always remember the things that we already did. We are not going to do it once again, alright? So we now move to the right part. Okay, 4, 2. 4, 2. Okay, in here you know that x has reached the maximum value, so we just need to do the y part only. So when we fill the water jug, we get 4, 3, and then we need to empty the water jug. When we empty the water jug, both sides are not empty yet, so you have to do both sides, okay? Right, so we need to empty the water jug from x. We get 0, 2, because the value for y is 2. And then when we empty the water jug from y, we get 4, 0, and then we transfer the water jug. Okay, when we transfer, we know that 4 has reached the maximum value 4, but y is still not reached the maximum value yet, so we need to transfer one value only from x to y. That is why we get 3, 3. Now we move to the left side. 4, 3. 4, 1, right? So x has reached the maximum value. We just need to do the y part only. Alright, when we do it, we get 4, 3. And then we empty the water jug. When we empty the water jug, as you can see here, both sides are not empty yet. So we need to do it one by one. So when we empty the water jug from x part, we get 0, 1. When we empty the water jug from y part, we get 4, 0, okay? Now we need to transfer. As you can see in here, okay, right? X has reached to the maximum value, but y is not. So we need to transfer two values only, because the maximum value for y is 3. That is why we get 2, 3 over here. Okay, now we move to the right side. Okay, 0, 2. As you can see in here, we need to fill the water jug first. We get 4, 2. And then after that, we need to empty in y part only. So we get 0, 0. And then after that, we need to transfer. When we transfer, we have to transfer from y to x, because x has no value there. So when we transfer, we get 2, 0. Okay, as you can see, our goal state is 2, 0. So we have found our 2, 0. And this is our final conclusion. Okay, hopefully you understand my explanation for water jug. That's it from me. Thank you.